we're back. Okay. Dark Hollow Manor. Okay. Ooh, it's nice in here. Somebody likes art.
Oh, good, you're here, and you're not lost, I assume. If you are, say so, because that would be a major breakthrough.
No. I'm not one of those things, no.
Ah, good. Well, bit of a downer, actually. Got my hopes up for a second, but I digress. Anyway, I'm Hilda, the Stoltz. Hi. I'm head of the organic sector, which is exactly where I'm about to run off to. But don't worry, my Uncle Hugo is very eager to meet you. Just down the hall, in the Overseer's office, as he is the Overseer. Oh, and I've disabled the two-step lock, so coming and going should be easier now. Anyway, like I said, Uncle Hugo, down the hall. Toodaloo!
Okay, Hilda. Don't need that on. Oh,
Willkommen. Bitte komm rein. My niece told me to expect you. And do not mind my appearance. I can assure you I mean no harm. Can the same be said of you, though, outsider? Do you intend to harm us?
not here. I'm here because Hilda invited me, not for a fight.
Where are my manners? I did not mean to be so standoffish. You are a most welcome guest here. I cannot be too careful. It has been a long time since we've spoken with anyone from the surface. Ah, fascinating. Is that the faint clicking of a Pip-Boy I hear? How grand. A colleague from another paradise below the ground. Vault 76, I take it? What a pleasant surprise.
Huh, how do you know? No, I plucked this off a corpse. What makes you think I'm from Vault 76? That's right, I'm from Vault 76.
Wunderbar. Kismet even.
This guy's at a nut bar.
We are having fun now, aren't we? Listen, my new friend. Regardless of what pretenses my dear niece may have brought you here with, I believe I can repay you for your effort.
Okay. Something tells me there's a catch. Great, in caps?
No catch. Just,
Opportunity.
as you may have ventured to guess on your trip here, our beloved Shenandoah has seen better days. Less stormy days. I'm in the midst of trying to get this under control, but our vault is still in a bit of a state of shock. If you'd be willing to engage in a bit of freelance work, I'm sure I can provide plenty of payment in kind.
Sure, I'm a natural at that kind of thing. This is sounding fishier and fishier.
Fantastic. I'm pleased to hear it. Perhaps I should introduce myself to assuage any hesitation you have. I am Hugo Stoltz, overseer of Vault 63, yes, but also a principled man of business from the world of yore. Founder and CEO of Stoltz Enterprises, respected member of Vault Tech's board of directors, and overall international man of mystery. Allow me to formally welcome you to Vault 63 as our, let's say, outside consultant. Yes, that'll do perfectly.
Huh. Happy to be on board. Mr. Stoltz.
Oh, please. Hugo is just fine. Now, I'm sure you have many questions. I would expect no less, but I promise your first task will help you answer much. Speak with our Chief of Security, James T. Oberlin, and fetch me his latest situation report. I'd like to have him vet you a bit before we proceed any further. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer questions for you about our current predicament while you're at it.
Okay. I'll do my best, Hugo.
You'll do splendidly, I'm sure.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little, even with the stockpile and supply runs. You know, before the storms.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
As if things weren't bad enough. Now I have to keep an eye on an outsider.
Ooh. More caps. Security. B. Barnes and L. Peters were discovered while engaged in a physical confrontation in a communal area of the atrium. The fight was broken up quickly as security were dispatched to separate them both.
Now I have to keep an eye on an outsider.
Barnes and Peters were both detained and questioned. Both parties were taken to the clinic. Both these individuals may be good recruits for the security team in the near future. Keep their names on file.
What are you planning, Stoltz?
Huh. Doesn't quite fit, does it? Dark Hollow security key. Mike. Huh. Didn't find that before in my other play.
Planning, Stoltz.
Nothing in there. Inaccessible. Inaccessible.
As if things weren't bad enough. Now I have to keep an eye on an outsider.
Rookies. 5 days since the accident.
As if things weren't bad enough. Now I have to keep an eye on an outsider.
Huh.
Hopefully Daniel will report in soon. Been expecting you.
You reckon that storm's gonna get worse or better?
Huh.
Been expecting you. James T. Oberlin, Chief of Security, Vault 63. Formerly United States Army. Ordinarily an outsider when it comes to security offices. But as you've seen, Mr. Stoltz isn't fond of ordinary. How exactly did you end up on our doorstep, outsider?
I fought these things called the Lost, and it caught Hilda's attention.
able to dispose of them. Interesting. Must mean you have some combat training.
New animals up there.
That could be helpful.
Any of them?
Well, considering I'm entirely lacking any sort of credentials or background on you, perhaps you can fill me in on your history.
I'm the one who's here to solve all your problems. Lie. I, Corporated by the Hooligans, Marine Corps, ready to serve. I was a dweller in Vault 76. No point in lying.
At least you're honest. Mr. Stoltz buzzed me ahead of your arrival and filled me in on the situation. Sorry for the test, but wanted to see how you present yourself. I appreciate your attempt to take this seriously, but I won't say I don't have my doubts. Let's see how this plays out, though. Here's my status report for Mr. Stoltz. You're dismissed, unless you have other questions.
He's not gonna gossip, so...
You reckon that storm's gonna get worse or better?
Would you mind answering some questions?
Fine. It's
What's with the crazy storm in the sky?
Our facility houses a large-scale weather control device. Some decades ago, an accident rendered it inoperable. However, a recent event has led to its reactivation. With that, we have the storm, along with other unexpected outcomes. One of our top priorities is bringing it back under our control.
Uh-huh. Weather control device. Seriously.
I'm afraid that's outside your clearance level. Classified.
Uh-huh.
63's construction had fallen behind due to its lofty and ambitious size. This left our population exposed to extreme levels of radioactive fallout after the bombs fell. Those of us that survived the exposure ended up like this. But working with us so-called ghouls won't be a problem,
Nah.
will it? Understood. Anything else?
Who are the lost?
Our former friends, family, neighbors. An accident some decade back led to their creation. Their condition is irreversible. Beyond that, I'll leave it to Mr. Stoltz's discretion on further details. Just know, they will kill you on sight without mercy. Communication is impossible. Do not hesitate to strike first.
Uh-huh. If I'm gonna be fighting these things, I need to know more.
Fine. We believe they possess the ability to channel electricity from the storm. We're still not sure how. Perhaps consider rubber gloves next time you want to shake their hands. Again, the rest is classified.
Classified, smashified.
That is correct to a degree. Mr. Stoltz had been afflicted during the same accident that created the Lost. However, he retains his sanity and his ability to communicate. Well, retain sanity is perhaps a bit. Actually, I apologize. This isn't water cooler gossip. I believe I've answered your question. Mr. Stoltz can explain the rest.
Okay.
That's fine. What is it?
I have no more questions.
Good.
All set, sir. Thank you. Jarhead.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little.
before the storm.
Even with the stockpile from the supply runs.
Saying that.
Before the storms. Ah, you return. I've just been thinking on some things.
I've got the report from Oberlin.
Yes, that. Don't worry about that now. I have a question for you.
Oh, great.
Are we our brains?
Come again? You mean, like, do we have a soul? In a sense. We observe and process the world through our brains.
Yes, precisely. But is that not just scratching the surface?
We felt the whole vault
Consciousness, perception, encoding and the formation of memories. We take the observable world and sculpt from it a translation of ourselves, of others. And in the eyes of others, how many versions of us exist?
Something tells me there's more to this that I'm missing.
Oh, of course. We've only just met. I apologize. You have the spirit of an old friend about you. I've forgotten there's much new ground to tread between us. I may have failed to mention this before, but I am or was blind. Born that way. After the incident that left me in this state, I became able to truly see the world. Well, perhaps it's more accurate to say, I feel the world. Pulses of electricity, waves bending and refracting, gentle hums of life vibrating shapes into being. This world I see, I share it with the lost. I live as they do, yet I remain myself. Perhaps more myself than I was before. But others were lost to it, and to us. Friends, colleagues, loved ones. When they witness this world, they're minded. Well, I suppose I cannot explain what their mind perceives, just as one could never explain sight to me before. We have been trying to learn why this connection was permanently severed between us. Desperately so.
I'm sorry, Hugo. Sounds like things haven't been easy here. Based on the lost behavior, there must be more to this than your blindness.
A scientist, are you? Just like my Audrey and little Hilda. We are unsure of why, but we suspect that my condition may have mutated differently than others. Perhaps it was my proximity to... Oh, never mind, B. This sort of talk is dreadfully boring. All of this is to say we need your help, my friend.
The old vault sure was.
There are many problems at our feet, and you are uniquely equipped to help us.
I'm here to help, Hugo. Just tell me what's next. What makes me so uniquely equipped? You gonna answer, buddy? Let's try that again. Okay, what makes me so uniquely equipped?
Do not sell yourself short. You are clearly skilled in combat, seasoned by the world above, and knowledgeable on vaults. You're going to face a variety of challenges in future tasks, but I'm confident we've found the person for the job.
You should have arrived a few
Thank
years
you.
back.
That truly means the world to me. Let's discuss next steps. There's 2 sets of investigations I'd have you undertake. Your new friend Oberlin can fill you in on one, and I'd be happy to walk you through the other. Take a moment to relax and process. Speak with either of us when you're ready to hear the details. And once again, I cannot contain my excitement in having you on board.
Willkommen im Team, mein Freund.
Life is no
Calm before. lost, burnt vault jumpsuit. Between
You should have
lives.
arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know.
I'll have to
before
keep an eye on Audrey. I think the stress of everything is getting to her. Make it quick.
Okay, what needs doing? What can you tell me about the residents of Vault 63? Any details on the vault itself you can share? Can I come back later?
If I had time for idle gossip, I wouldn't be seeking your assistance in the first place. You'll have to speak to someone else.
Okay, I'll do that. Come on, Oberlin. I can't help efficiently with all the info.
Point taken. Very well. The residents here are still a bit shaken up by recent events. And some less than recent events, for that matter. I'd recommend a light touch. You're not here to babysit. But there's also no need to be resistant to their requests. Unless Mr. Stoltz himself walks in here and says otherwise, I'm not at liberty to disclose anything further.
Great.
Your assignment does not require knowledge of the vault beyond the immediate area. You
Right.
require adequate signage for familiarizing yourself with the premises. Perhaps later, if you prove capable, we can talk in more detail.
Okay, so what
I've
needs
been
doing?
spread thin dealing with surface-side security concerns. My more menial tasks have started to slip through the cracks, however. I can tell you're equipped to handle much worse, but tackling some issues from my backlog would be of great service to me. At least as a start. There are 3 in particular who often bring up issues to me. You can start there. They are vocal. They'll be more than happy to provide details on themselves.
Got it. What's first on the list?
There are 3 residents that have been complaining about a myriad of concerns. Margaret, Lawrence, and Julio. Your best bet is to track them down. They're likely lounging about waiting for someone else to handle the hard work. They should have more than enough to keep you busy for the time being. Report back when it's been handled. In the meantime, I have other matters I need to attend to, so please, if you excuse me.
Okay.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air. You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better? You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accident. How's it going out there? Windy? Airish?
The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
You smell something weird?
Don't
Yeah,
you just
people
hate
who
rude
eavesdrop
people
are the
listening
worst.
in on private conversations?
Red tape and security checks.
Oh, a stranger. We haven't seen anyone from outside in a while. What brings you here?
Oberlin sent me to help. He said you had some tasks for me. So this whole vault is filled with ghouls. Can you tell me about the vault? Got any gossip?
What's a ghoul?
Is that what they're calling our condition outside? Those bastards.
That means this is a widespread condition and not unique to us.
I suppose we do look ghoulish.
Yep, and ghouls call humans smooth skin.
Smooth skin? That's an interesting way of putting it.
Ooh, I like that. Those smooth-skinned bastards.
If we make contact with the outside again, it wouldn't hurt to use their terminology.
Thanks for the intel. Is there anything else?
Can you tell me about the vault?
That we've spent far too long cooped up here. I can't wait to get back to work.
You said it, sister.
Is there anything else?
Got any gossip?
Now, why would we tell you that, stranger?
Yeah, a real nosy stranger. Hey, Julio, get it?
because they got a nose and we don't.
This one's the joke when you explain it, Lawrence.
Is there anything else?
Oh my god, yes.
Chief Overland's finally getting around to dealing with this, huh? And sending in a stranger to boot. He must have it tough. Yeah, there's a few things we've brought up before. Most of it in the lower levels. Things like strange noises coming from the generator room. People are scared to go check it out in case one of the Lost are in there.
Oh, also, we have a huge rat problem in the storage room, as in huge rats. Last time I was on a food run, something jumped right past me and snatched it. Damn near took my arm with it, too.
And, someone should probably take care of Alfie.
Yeah. Alfie was one of us, but his condition got worse until he got us to lock him in his room. He's probably lost his mind by now, but no one could bring themselves to do what needs to be done. You didn't know him, though. If there's anything you could do for him, we'd appreciate it.
Okay. Tell me more about Alfie.
Alfie was a good guy. Had a tendency to overdo things, though.
Remember when he skipped work because he wanted to find out if he could still get hangovers after the change?
Yeah, I remember that. I had to take over his shift the next day, that bastard.
His apartment is in the lower levels. The key is still down there. Somewhere. Is there anything else?
Is there anything else?
What if we go back to the surface and...
We're just guessing, to be honest. Hard to tell why the Lost do anything they do.
We've been hearing whispers and pops like static electricity, which is pretty much exactly what the Lost sound like. We also know what happens when you get too close. They'd kill us as soon as you'd squash a bug.
That's if they don't turn us into one of them first. There's too few of us left now to take a risk like that, but, you look very capable.
Is there anything else?
We're having trouble with some rats.
Rad rats? We'll need to make a note of all these new terms outsiders use.
Since the earthquake, we've been experiencing more and more of the wasteland's wonders. And we're not exterminators, much less seasoned fighters. That's why we put in a security request to deal with it.
They've been left like that for so long. They've probably multiplied by now.
I'll take
Is
care
there
of them.
anything else?
Is that all you can say? Jeez.
You can get to the lower levels from the elevators just over there. There's also a stairwell down just across the atrium that leads directly to the storage room. Good luck. And thank you.
Good luck down there, and, welcome to Vault 63.
Security said it was not.
Okay, I'm gonna end this chapter here,
Reckon that
and
storm is gonna get worse.
see you in a second.